just so you can see behind me. I have, and if you don't have props, Kristen, you don't have to worry about it. I'll give you modifications. Okay. So blocks, at least one blanket, and then the bolster is just kind of an added. If you want to use one, you can, but you don't have to. Double blankets will work just as well. So if you have 2 cotton blankets, the hard thing with those fleecy ones is they slide. So they're nice and cushy, but the cotton ones usually work a little bit better. Oh, hi, Pupper. I can't bring my dog to work. I'm waiting for Nicole to give me the thumbs down. So I'm going to share a quote from my little book, Believe. I love this book. It's been my fave this week. So if you guys want to just go ahead and find a comfortable seat, we'll start with a very gentle meditation. And it's always okay if down dog happens on your lap. So just begin to sit back and find a comfortable seat. And allow yourself to begin to breathe more deeply. You know, my silly joke about body positive is it's a class for everyone because I'm positive that you have a body. So as you begin to breathe, just begin to notice each breath. Begin to allow yourself to settle into your seat. So noticing your tailbone as it becomes anchored. Maybe you move the flesh from the thighs on each side and settle a little bit more. And then eyes closed or soft gaze. I'm not going to do anything for a couple minutes that you need to watch. So if you want to close your eyes. And just really begin to focus on the sound of your own breath. The gentle rise of your chest as you inhale. And the release, that physical and mental release as you exhale. And now that you've noticed your breath, if you would begin to lengthen it, inhaling just a little more fully. And each exhale beginning to let go even more. Letting go of tightness and tension. It's Monday. Let it go. Letting go of stress, concern, and care. And truly allowing each inhale to begin to cleanse you from the inside out. Now that you've lengthened your breath, if you could do it just a little bit more. So once you take that full inhale, sipping in just a little bit more air, as if you were savoring it, it was the most tasty thing you'd ever tried. And then if you would, give yourself a positive compliment that has to do with your health. And maybe it's something simple like, I can breathe deeply. And if you would, say it to yourself as if it's already true. Maybe you walked 30 minutes today. Maybe you ate healthy or juiced. Give yourself kudos for doing something good for you. And then if you would breathe into that feeling, that compliment, that kindness. And notice how your breath is easier. Notice that each breath can be longer than the last. And then we'll take a nice deep inhale together. And then exhale, open your mouth. Sigh it out. And if you would, let's do 2 more. Inhale as much air as you can. Exhale. 1 more. And then take that moment to begin to come slowly back. Knowing that your meditation, your focus is always going to be your breath. Let's take a second, just kind of move into those shoulders. You're still seated comfortably, either on a blanket or a cushion, maybe just flat on the ground, whatever feels good to you. Just rotate those shoulders. And then we'll take a nice deep inhale. The shoulders come forward. Then they come up towards your ears. And then as you exhale, they come together behind you, squeezing them together and rolling them down your back. And we'll continue that just very gently, forward and up, together behind you and down. Each inhale, moving and breathing. Notice all that crunchiness that happens in your shoulders. Begin to notice it as it releases. And then this last one will release both shoulders. Your hands can come to your lap. And again, you can be seated up or down, whatever feels good to you. Let's take the left hand to the left shoulder. And we're just going to do very gentle movements. So with me, I'm going to bring my elbow down, back, up, and forward. Just very gentle rotations. Doing the left arm first. Very gentle movement. And then releasing, let's let that arm hang. Take a second, shake it out if you need to. Then we'll switch hands, the opposite arm comes up. And my thumb is just really kind of at my shoulder joint, my fingertips just gently resting. Again, I'm coming up and back, down and front. Very gentle. But noticing not only the front of my shoulder, but what's happening in my shoulder blade. And this is not about reps, it's about breath and movement. And then that last one, bringing it around, just take a second, shake it out. We'll bring both hands back to the lap. Now we're going to roll the shoulders backwards. So if you would, squeeze them together behind you and just pause here. So take that second to bring the shoulder blades back and together. Show me your sunshine here in front. Your chin comes up just slightly and you're really feeling the opening in the front body. With your next exhale, we'll bring the shoulders to the ears. So it's a backward shrug, almost as if you could lay your head on your back behind you. Holding and breathing. Notice that tightness. And then as you exhale, we'll take them to the next point, bringing them forward so your shoulders kind of feel like they're caving in on each other. You're bringing that and you're feeling that very gentle pull. Collarbone helping. Exhale, release, let them go. Now let's do those a little quicker. Inhale, they come up behind you. Exhale, they roll down in front. We'll do about 3. And releasing, bringing those arms back down. With your next inhale, let's bring those hands up in an arc. Nice deep breath as the hands rise, palms face each other. Go ahead and tilt your head back and look up between your hands. Lengthening through your arms from the hips all the way to the fingertips, feeling your side body extend. Each breath nice and full. As you exhale, we're going to come to cactus arms. So just bring those arms so the palms face forward. And then if you would, try to bring the elbows back a little bit more so you do feel the shoulders squeezing together. And this is a very gentle movement. You're almost kind of setting the shoulders upon each other. And with your next exhale, we're going to extend those arms out. The palms face downward. We're going to do circles at the same time, so you're just moving those small forward circles. Think about tracing circles in the air with your middle finger. It's a very small circle here, not those big wide ones. Very gentle, noticing the arms, noticing the collarbones, the shoulders. And then your next inhale, the palms face upward as you inhale. Let's lace the fingertips together now. Then flip the palms so that the palms face upward and your arms extend as well. And then take that second, make sure your head is comfortable. Your arms are nice and long above you, pressing into the palms. With your next exhale, we're going to bring the hands down so they're just right above your head. And then you're going to take the left elbow up, the right elbow down. Yes, you got it, Connie. Nice, deep breath. Notice the shoulders. Notice the biceps. As you exhale, we'll come back to center, pressing upward, keeping those fingertips laced together. Feel the shoulders as you lift. Your core muscles are engaged, helping, and you're seated tall. With your next exhale, the hands come back down, just right above your head like a hat. Then right elbow is up, left arm is down. Coming back up, pressing into those palms, really reaching. Release the hands. As you exhale, we'll bring them down. Now we're going to continue those movements, just breathing as we do so. So as you inhale, flip your palms upward, bring the hands in that nice arc. You can clap your hands together if you want. Then as you exhale, palms turn downward and we're bringing the hands down. And we're just going to breathe gently here. So as you begin to inhale, you begin to move your arms upward. As you begin to exhale, your arms begin to press downward, very gentle. You're filling your lungs completely, and as you are seated tall, you'll notice that nice feeling in the upper and lower spine, that gentle lift that you're getting through the whole torso. And even though these are little movements, still getting the full benefit. That last exhale, we'll bring them down. Go ahead and bring your hands to your lap and just take a moment. Move into any tightness, make sure everything is comfortable. And then we're going to come off of whatever we're seated on. So if you still want to be seated on a blanket, that's just fine. But if you are on a bolster, that's a little high for where we're going next. So we'll bring the pads of the feet together. I always like to have a blanket underneath my ankles. And this is a long strip of blanket that I folded. So it started out as like a twin size or a lap blanket. And I folded it in half long ways and half again to give me that long strip. And this is a really nice shape to work with because it gives you that option of really cushioning knees and ankles if you need to. So for me, I'm going to put my feet on my blanket and then my hips are down just a shade lower than my heels. Take a nice deep inhale here. Pads of the feet come together. Engage your core. And then as you exhale, just begin to slowly trace those legs forward, coming into a very gentle forward fold. And if you'll just pause here, and maybe your forward fold is your hands here on your knees. I want you to find the place that your knees are the most comfortable and the pads of the feet can come together. And your knees may not look like mine. They may be up a lot higher. I do a lot of yoga and I have for a lot of years. So my flexibility in my hips is usually a little bit more than most people. So just be aware, find the comfortable space where you find that bend. And then just begin to trace forward. And however that feels like for you. If you want to bring your head to your heels, you can. If you want to just stay up because you're feeling that tightness in your knees or your ankles or your hips, even your low back, listen to your body and don't force. Allow yourself to come to that place where you feel the gentle pull, but no pain. That, okay, I feel that feels good, and then breathe into it, come a little bit further. Never, ever, ever do you want any sharp pain. And then your next exhale, we're going to trace those legs on back. All right, we're going to come backwards now, and I'm just going to turn so you can see me from the side. So you're going to place, you guys are staying where you're at here. I just turned so you can see me. So you're going to place your hands behind you and your fingertips can face towards your hips They can face out to the side or they can face back behind you. Figure out what your elbows want to do. Good grief, I'm tongue-tied tonight. And then find that space, press into the heels of your hands, roll the shoulders back. Really feel that heart open here as you allow your head to fall back. Maybe your head even feels like it's resting on your shoulder blades. Your breath is full all the way to your belly, noticing and breathing as deeply as you can. And then your next exhale will come back to center. Take a moment, move in any way you need to, make sure everything's comfortable. And then we're going to do just a very gentle twist. So if you will turn to your left side, left hand comes to the right thigh. Sorry, right hand comes to the left thigh, left hand comes behind you. I'm cueing it differently than I'm doing so you can see me on camera. So let's just figure this out. Right hand is behind you, left hand, right thigh. Got it. Thanks, Connie. Your dog just rolled his eyes at me. All right, nice deep breath. As you sit tall here, press into the heel of the hand, bring your body around. And this hand is just gently placed. It's not pressing, you're not forcing on that knee at all. It's a very gentle twist, turning your head to the right side. And then we'll come back to center. Now we're going to the opposite side. Just finding that space. And then as you exhale, we'll come gently back to center. Go ahead and lengthen both legs. Now this blanket, if you want to, can be a cushion underneath knees, which is actually kind of a nice thing. If you need an extra little bit of cushion, my knee always gives me a little bit of trouble late in the day. So I really have liked placing that underneath. So once we come into those ankles wide, take a nice deep breath, place your hands on your thighs, and then you're just tracing forward to wherever your body wants to go. And maybe your hands want to come to center instead of on towards your feet. Maybe your hands are more up by your thighs as you do that gentle pull. And then this is a trick that only the body positive class gets. You get to scoop your belly if you want to. Just get your hands in there, scoop that belly out of the way, and then slide forward. Oh my God, your chin's gonna touch the ground. You're not even gonna believe it. Connie, your face is awesome. You're nice deep breath. All right, as you extend and lengthen, just notice you're lengthening from your tailbone through the crown of your head. Leave your head up. And again, your hands can be centered. They don't have to be out to the side. I like doing this because my plantar fasciitis, it really stretches whenever I pull the toes back. It feels so nice. And then that next exhale, we're going to trace the bodies back up. Take a minute, move those shoulders. Everything is comfortable. We're going to turn towards the left ankle. I'm actually going to go left first this time. Go to the left and extend out. Let your head fall towards your knee. And again, you may look more like this. That's absolutely fine. Whatever your body says is fine, that's where you go. Let your head fall. With an exhale, we'll ease gently back. Left hand stays next to the left thigh or left shin. Right hand comes to the sky. Turn your head and look up towards that right hand. Eyes follow fingertips. With an exhale, we'll windmill back towards that left leg. Take a nice long breath as you walk your body back to center. Take a minute, settle back in. Scoop that body back out of the way. And then we're going to walk the hands out to center. If you went to your legs before, that's fine too. But try to come to center at least once. Placing your hands down, just noticing, and maybe you're more with your arms extended, that's fine. If you can bend your elbows and get a little lower, then try. And just really breathe into this. And then we'll slowly walk the hands back to center. Turning to the opposite side again, just tracing that right leg out. reaching and letting your head fall. As your body extends, belly comes to thigh, your head comes towards your knee. And then as you exhale, we'll come slowly back up. Go ahead and remove any blankets and things out of the way. We're going to meet in tabletop. So your blanket, if you want to use it underneath your knees or your ankles, it can morph over and move with you right now. Like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, morphing things over. Yeah, Kristen, I cracked myself up still. You knew that. All
That's
right.
why I'm here, Teresa.
For my stupid jokes. Okay, good. All right, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and then just take that second and let your head be neutral. I really wanted you to see what my neutral head looked like. And that means that you're not feeling any tightness in the neck and shoulders. Each breath is nice and full. And then as we begin to move into our cat-cows, your belly drops, head and tail raise. As you exhale, your neck is just on a pivot like your hips. So you're moving with your breath. Inhale drops the belly, raises the tailbone and the head. Exhale arches the back. Tucks your head and tail. You're moving with your breath. So if you want to breathe really fast and move through these, go right ahead. If you want to move slow and savor, that's really what I'm looking for. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine. So just take a moment here. Wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Everything feels comfortable. With your next exhale, we're going to extend that left leg out. So you're lifting through the left thigh and the left knee, and the ball of the left foot is on the ground. As you exhale, we're going to cross that left ankle over the right. Find that extension. Notice how that feels not only in the left hip, but the right. And maybe your ankle cross is not quite as pronounced as mine. That's absolutely fine. Just try to move those ankles closer together. With your next exhale, we're going to take that left leg all the way up in front. So it comes back around and to the front. Nice long breath. Both hands are on the mat. You can also be using blocks here. If you need something to give yourself a little bit more height, blanket or block can do the same thing. Notice not only your hamstring, but what's happening with your neck and shoulders. Are you holding your head tightly? And if you are, be aware of it. The other thing to do is play with those elbow creases. Make sure you're not locking those arms in. And then with your next exhale, we're going to step that foot back, coming back to tabletop. That's simple. Nice deep breath. Once you're in tabletop, let's do some little barrel rolls here. So we're just going to make small circles. So come to the left, back to the hips. I'm sorry, back to the heels, over to the right, up to the front. Just very gentle. And you can do this as sassy as you want. And then coming back to center, just pause for a moment, then we'll go the opposite way. So whatever way you began, go the opposite way. Boy, my hips are loving these today. All right, we're back to center. Once you're there, we're going to extend that right leg behind us. Nice long breath. Lifting through the right thigh and the right knee. Each breath nice and full. As you exhale, we'll cross the right ankle over the left. Oh, hey, there's my water. Your head is neutral. Each breath is nice and full. And then with your next exhale, we're stepping that right foot up as far as it wants to go. Now your heel can be down, your foot can be down, knee can be bent if that's where you're going to end up. Whatever works for you. My hamstrings usually prefer to have my heel down and my toes up. And then slowly stepping that right foot back, coming back to tabletop, all fours. And then once you're there, you're gonna choose. You can do your cat-cows or just gentle side to side. Maybe you wanna do more barrel rolls. Just take that moment and create some space in your spine. Let your head be neutral, moving how it needs to. And then we'll come back to center. Again, I'm going to place the blanket underneath my knees because we will be on our knees for a few moments. Once you're here, knees are about hip width apart. Wrists are underneath shoulders, and we're going to walk those hands out, coming into your melting heart. You're pressing the shoulders, the armpits, and the forehead towards the floor. Buns are in the air, but you don't care. With your next exhale, we'll walk those hands on back. Take a nice deep breath here, noticing those knees. With your next exhale, we're going to step the left foot forward next to the left wrist. So you're in all fours, eventually coming up. Now to come up, you can use a block to help you. You can use your core muscles. You can use any furniture that's around you. Anything that's close by that will help you get to where you're seated. Sorry. I guess you're basically standing on your right knee. And then the top of my right foot is down, but you can curl the toes underneath you and have that like a kickstand, whatever feels good to you. With your next inhale, we'll bring the hands up for the sky, nice deep breath. And you've got about a 90-degree bend in that left knee. I'll turn to the side on the next one. As you exhale, we're going to bring our hands to heart center, pausing for just a moment, noticing breath. And then your next exhale, we're going to twist this. So you can bring your hand to a block or the floor. Left hand comes to the sky. You're twisting to the left towards your left knee. With an exhale, we'll bring both hands back to the floor. Set anything aside that's in the way. Step the left foot back. Just take that moment, whatever feels good to you. Once we come back to tabletop, if you want a cat-cow, if you want a barrel roll, if you just want to do that gentle tail wagging side to side, that's fine too. Just creating some space. And then when it feels right, remember your block can be your friend to help you get back up. We're stepping that right foot forward. Find that space. When you're ready, come up to standing on that left knee. Take a nice deep inhale, fingertips to the sky. Each breath nice and full, and you should be set up like you're in a warrior, where your knee is over your ankle. And you'll feel it if you're too far forward or too far back. Your knee will let you know. I hope your knee will let you know. With your next exhale, the hands come back to heart center, just that gentle pausing, noticing your breath, noticing your balance. Being just a little bit proud of your balance, if you would. And then when you're ready, left hand comes to the floor or the block, right hand to the sky, because we're twisting towards the right knee. As you exhale, we'll bring both hands back to the floor. Step the right foot back. Once you're back in tabletop, we're going to raise our bodies into downward dog. So take a nice deep inhale here. Curl the toes underneath you. Press into the heels of the hands. Lift your buns. Nice deep breath. Once you're here, we're going to walk the hands and feet together. Coming into a forward fold. Again, you can use chairs, you can use couches, anything that's close by to help if you need it. And then once you come into your forward fold, you have a gentle bend in your knees. All 10 toes are rooted into the floor and your head is let it go. Oh my gosh, just let that neck lengthen. Tuck your chin to your chest, ragdoll your body up, tracing your fingertips along your legs as you come up. Once you come to standing, take that moment. Your feet are about hip width apart. And remember, 2 fists between your big toes is a gauge, or if you have a block, it's always a good gauge as well. Not a magic trick, it just works. And take a nice long breath. We're gonna flip the palms out so that you are in mountain and your knees have not locked and your core is engaged. Each breath nice and full. Stand tall and strong in your mountain. And I said in your mountain, not on your mountain, Kristen. Nice long breath. When you're ready, we're gonna lift just the left knee. So root into the right foot. It's okay to grab a wall if you need to. And you can just lift that heel. That's all you have to do. If you wanna come a little bit higher, then you can. Breathe into this and notice your balance on that right leg. Your knee hasn't locked, your core is engaged, and your breath is full. Flex the toe of the left foot towards your knee. And your next exhale, we're just gonna find a tree. So whatever that looks like for you today, you can start with the heel of the ball of the foot down and the heel on your ankle. You can come to your calf. You can come all the way up to your thigh. Whatever works for you. And then once you're here, if the fingertips want to go lightly together at heart center or even raise to the sky, as you exhale, we'll bring the hands down first and then step out of your tree. Just take a moment, move the hips, make sure everything. Before we go to the other side, if you would step your feet just as wide as your mat so that your pinky toes are touching the outer edge. And we're gonna just make little figure eights. Just like we are in Hawaii, hooling on the beach. That's not yummy right now. And then stop wherever you're at, switch direction. That's the hard part. I can always do one side really well and the other side is like, yeah, not so much. All right, we're back to center. Just take that moment, make sure your hips are comfortable. If you would trace your hands outside those legs all the way back into a forward fold, feet stay where they are, it's a little wider. Let your head release. Your knees have not locked here. You are pressing into all 10 toes. You've released your head and your breath is full. With your next exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, trace the body back up, coming back to standing, step the feet back in. So they're about hip width apart, and you'll kind of start getting to gauge what that looks like. And as you root into that left foot, inhale the right knee up. Ooh, my balance is different on one side than the other. There's a shock. Flex the right foot back towards the knee, root into the left foot. Remember that knee's not locked and you have a solid basis with that left foot. Also okay to have your hand on a wall or a piece of furniture or anything. Find a focus point with your gaze and stick your gaze there, don't move it. And when you're ready, we'll come into our tree, whatever that looks like for you. Hands can come lightly together at heart center. You can leave one hand on the wall and raise one hand to the sky. Whatever works for you and your body. As you exhale, we'll bring the hands down first and the feet. Take a minute, walk it out. Step your feet back as wide as the mat once more. So those pinky toes are just on the outer edge. And then we're gonna take that right hip out to the right side, just a very mini triangle here. So bring your right hand to your right hip, bring your left hand as far down your left leg as it will go. Let your left ear fall to your left shoulder. Then we'll come back to center. We're going to the opposite side. Again, that left hand comes to the left hip. Right hand just tracing its way down your right leg. Coming slowly back to center. Let's bring those arms to cactus arms. We're going to step the feet just a little bit wider. And you guys can turn on your mats if you want to. Since I've got the double mat, I'm already set. So bring those arms to cactus arms. Take a nice deep inhale here, then turn the feet to the corners of the mat. Come into a crouch. Nice long breath here. This pose is called Goddess. Notice your thighs and love them right here. And bring the fingertips slightly together at heart center. Nice long breath as you exhale. Bring the hands up. Inhaling fully here. Always okay to have your back against a wall, to have your hand on a piece of furniture. As you exhale, the left hand comes inside the thigh, right hand reaches. Each breath nice and full. As you inhale, both hands come to the sky. As you exhale, right hand down, left hand across. As you inhale, we're back to center, finding that strength. As you exhale, we'll bring the hands down to the hips. Standing tall, each breath nice and full. Your hands are just gently placed here. With your next exhale, straighten your legs, come back to standing. And then we're making those figure eights once more. So you'll probably need to step your feet in just a shade in order to get those hips the mobility that they need. And then stop, switch directions. It's like a cakewalk. You have to stop, go the other way. All right, nice deep breath, come back to center. We're gonna come back to that little mini triangle. So again, walk the feet in so they're just as wide as your mat, not any wider. If you feel that you need a little wider because you're taller, then that's fine too. So if you need to step out just a little bit more, that's fine too. Once you're here, take that right hip out. Remember the right knee has not locked. We're taking that left hand down. This time we're gonna bring that right hand across. And try to stand tall. Each breath is nice and full as you come off to that left side. As you inhale, we're back up to center. As you exhale, we'll start with just the hand down, bring the hand to the head, then bring it up and around. When you're back to center, both hands coming up, take that moment, move the hips. And then as you exhale, we're gonna come back to a downward dog. So hands trace the legs down. The feet can stay wide if you'd like. Walk those hands out, coming into your downward dog. And then step the feet in. Let your head fall. Let your breath be nice and full as you walk that dog, breathing into this. With your next exhale, we'll take that left knee towards the nose, bringing the shin so it's parallel to the mat. If you're feeling strong and you want to take that left hip up, you go right ahead, let your head fall though. And then again, when you're ready, left ankle comes down next to right wrist. And maybe your knee is straight on noon, maybe your knee wants to come to the side. Right leg lengthens behind you as you slide into your pigeon. As you exhale, we'll walk the hands on back, curl the right toe underneath you, lift your body, downward dog. Very gentle movement here, noticing hips, noticing knees, breathing into your body. When you're ready, the right knee comes towards the nose. Find that moment and pause. Notice your strength. You can lift that right foot if it feels right. And then when you're ready, bringing that knee down, This is where I modify. I'm still babying my knee. I'm not babying it. More than anything, I'm being realistic. How about that? That's a much better way to think of it, right, Connie? Nice deep breath. It's my good knee. Just needs more love. Now you can take your body down as low as feels good to you. Each breath nice and full. And then as you exhale, we're not going to come back to downward dog this time. We're going to just bring that left leg around in front, coming off that right hip. Both legs are long in front of you. And then your blanket, you will probably use again, so have it close by. Go ahead and set your blocks off to the side. So go ahead and make your way to the mat. All the way down with the knees gently bent. We'll start with some gentle windshield wipers. Just releasing into that, letting the tailbone create some space. Your low back, get a little bit of release. Your core is engaged, belly button to your spine. When you feel ready, we're going to cross the left ankle to the top of the right knee. We're coming back to pigeon on this opposite way. So once you are here, arms come out, wrists parallel with shoulders, left ankle's on the top of the right thigh or the right knee. With an exhale, we're just going to let those hips lay to the right side. Now your head can stay neutral, looking upward, or you can turn it to the left side. Your wrists are parallel with your shoulders. The pad of the left foot may have come to the ground. Both knees are still gently bent. And try to keep that left shoulder down. If you notice that your right shoulder is coming up to get you to the ground with the foot, bring the foot up so that the shoulder stays down and the foot hovers. And we'll come back to center, uncross, cross to the opposite side, right ankle to the top of the left knee. Same thing. If you find that your right shoulder wants to come off the mat, then don't roll any further. Just pause right there and notice. If you can come all the way across, then do. And if you really haven't done this before, then honestly, just take your body where it says it wants to go. You can always turn your head to the right. And we'll come slowly back to center. Uncross those legs. Take a moment, let's lengthen the legs, move into any tightness. Breathe into those knees. That sounds weird, but that's what I want you to do. Bend the knees, we'll bring them back to center. This time we're gonna hug that left knee to the chest. So bringing either the thigh towards the belly or the shin, whichever feels best. And then your right leg is gonna extend out and hover just above the mat. Now, if you don't wanna hover today, you just wanna let that leg be flat, that's absolutely fine. If you wanna hover, then that's what it looks like. Nice deep breath. As you exhale, we'll release the right leg all the way back to the mat. Right hand comes outside the left thigh. Left arm comes out parallel with shoulder. It's always interesting to try to figure out how I can explain myself. So my right leg is long, and then I'm taking the left thigh across my body. And then if you'll notice, my left shoulder is still down. It has not lifted. So only coming around as far as you can without lifting that left shoulder off the ground. And then my gaze is going to stay neutral, but you can turn your head to the left. Whatever feels good. As you exhale, we'll come back to center, releasing that leg. Both arms come back out. We'll do the gentle windshield wipers once more. And then coming back to center, we're going to hug that right leg. Extend the left, hovering it if it feels right. Boy, I just cannot get away from kicking that water bottle. I keep placing it other places, but it's still in my way. Next exhale, release the left leg to the mat if you haven't already. Left hand comes outside right thigh. Right arm is parallel with shoulder, and as I roll onto that left hip, I'm bringing the right thigh across my body. As you exhale, we'll roll back to the center. Bring those arms back out to T position, wrist parallel with shoulders. Just that gentle rocking side to side, creating some space. With your next inhale, we're going to bring the pads of the feet together, and you can grab either the back of your thighs or those feet, bringing them in to core center. Again, notice the knees, making sure everything's comfortable. Notice the hips as they open here, the arms lengthen. Your head is heavy, let it fall. Each breath nice and full. And then you can again grab the back of your thighs, or you can grab those big toes and come into happy baby. Gentle rocking. You'll notice my knees are to either side of my torso. I always see people in here like this and I don't get it. But if you could get that open, that feeling of release there to let those hips come out, and then do the gentle rocking, you'll feel so much better in your hips. You'll feel so much freer. And we don't have time for everything I was going to do, so forget the blanket. But we'll bring those feet back in, bring the knees and ankles together, arms come above your head. Your heels are up off the mat as you let the knees fall to the left side. Very gentle twist here. Gaze goes upward, breath is full. As you inhale, the knees come back to center. As you exhale, they drop to the opposite side. Going back to center. Go ahead and let those arms come comfortably down to your sides. Walk the heels back towards the hips. Once your feet are comfortable distance from your hips and hip distance apart, just let your palms roll out and we'll come into a very gentle bridge. So you're going to just very gently begin curling that tailbone upward. Your core engages. This is the slowest bridge on the planet. Lifting with the front of the thighs, finding that bridge completely, taking it all the way out. Each breath is nice and full, focusing on how your body's feeling this, breathing into it. As you exhale, I want you to think vertebrae by vertebrae. The slowest removal from a bridge you've ever done, beginning to slowly lower that very controlled movement, letting your tailbone come to the ground. Once you're there, just that gentle rocking, releasing. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So again, it's very slow. You inhale, you just barely begin to lift the tailbone. Your core is engaged as you lift the front of your thighs, lifting the hips as high as they'll go, noticing the weight shift to the top of the back. Once you find that, take one good breath there, and then as you begin to exhale, that's as you begin to lower, slow and controlled, feeling every bit of strength your body is using. And then one more all the way up, lifting slowly, curling the tailbone, the front of the thighs helping you. And exhaling slowly back down. Nice long breath. Go ahead and bring those knees in. Let's give them a nice big hug. We'll do a gentle rocking once more. And if you want to take that into a happy baby, go right ahead. And once you've released that tailbone, go ahead and release your legs. If there's any movement that you still feel you need, go ahead and take a moment to do so. And then begin to find your place for Savasana. I will come back closer. So as you begin to gently settle in, finding that focus, become solidly into your breath. So allowing your breath to be the leader of your meditation, and your breath to be nice and full. Notice each breath as if it were an individual unit. Your inhale is nice and deep, filling your lungs completely. And then as you exhale, letting it go. With your eyes closed or a soft gaze, just begin to absorb your practice. And the quote I'm going to share is from Anne Frank. How lovely to think that no one need wait a moment. We can start now, start slowly changing the world. How lovely that everyone, great and small, can make a contribution towards introducing justice straight away. And you can always, always give something. Even if it's only kindness. As you breathe into your body, using your breath as your meditation. Each inhale, long and full. Notice the amazingness of your breath, especially right now when we're in the middle of so many things. Breath is where we return each time. Your breath can be controlled. Your breath can be automatic, just like your reactions and your emotions. As you breathe into you, notice all the things your body is bringing to you. And as you contemplate each breath, knowing that it's coming to you in health and strength, allow yourself to savor that blessing of breath. Each inhale long and full, and each exhale releasing. If you would, again, choose a compliment about your health. Something wonderful you've done recently for you. Maybe you deep conditioned your hair or painted your toenails. Give yourself a positive compliment based on an action you did or you experienced that loved you. And as you breathe into that positive feeling, notice how your whole body just tingles from the goodness. And maybe it's just that crazy purple nail polish that makes you happy, but notice the feeling. And then remember, it's all small stuff. So if you've done something small, it's something big. Thank you for joining me. You can stay right where you are, or if you want to come back, begin to gently wiggle the fingers and the toes, stretching out, reaching with the arms and the legs. When it feels right to roll to one side, just pause. Pause and give your heart just a second to beat. And then begin to come slowly back up to seated. Only if you want to, and stay where you're at. And then coming back gently to seated, finding that seat. I believe you're going to have a better week. Namaste.